Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to the month of April. It is R-rated movie month. The entire month, well, most of it, I'm going to be reviewing R-rated films, except for Infinity War, because that's coming out a month early, so that doesn't count. But I'm going to review that when it comes out. But for the rest of the month here, any theatrical releases, reviewing any. These are movies that are not meant for any children. So if you have children that watch this channel that are under 17, please be advised there's going to be some deep, dark adult content in these videos. And we're going to start off with a 2012 movie done by famous director Quentin Tarantino that has done tons of R-rated movies. I could review half of his films and it would make the cut because most of his films are R. And that is the 2012 Western action drama Django Unchained. Hell yeah. This movie is amazing. I'm going to say that right now. This is how you do an R-rated Western right. And well written for the most part. Basically, Jamie Foxx plays a slave that comes from, from humble beginnings. He's basically a slave that, slave owner has him. And Christoph Waltz, like, pretty much buys him off. And then he tries to make him more, blend in into society. And he's basically on a mission to find his wife that was taken away from him when he was, a slave, and get back on the people that stole her, that abducted her. And the film is freaking. Let me get to the positives first. Almost every actor in this movie knocks it out of the park. Jamie Foxx, I love his performance here. I wish it was Will Smith, but I'm glad with Jamie Foxx today. If you see this, I just got cut. I cut myself shaving. So if you see blood in this video, like I said, content, people, content. But I'm going to keep going. I don't stop for a drop of blood. You got Leonardo DiCaprio steals this freaking movie. He doesn't appear in it for a while, so don't expect him in the first 30 minutes because this is a very long movie. I'll get to that as one of my cons. It is there's a scene where he smashes a glass on the table and he cuts his hand and it's really bleeding, and he just keeps going. He doesn't stop. Like I am now. Hold on. Get a tissue. Yeah, he's a badass with a freaking gun in this movie. He has a southern accent that I buy. It doesn't seem forced. This is before he should have won an Oscar for this movie. The Revenant was pretty much a pity Oscar because they all the times that they overlooked him, he finally won. I'm like, he should have won for this and maybe what was that other movie called uh Wolf of Wall Street, but I haven't seen that because of Margot Robbie. Because not a fan, guys. I'm sorry. Rather see this movie because you have gorgeous Kerry Washington is in this movie. She's beautiful. I've always liked her since the Fantastic Four movie from 2005. I haven't seen her show that she's done, a Scandal, I think. Yeah, she's beautiful. Good, big, juicy lips. You have Christoph Waltz is good in the film, but there's one scene that I don't give a shit about that he's in. Samuel Jackson, he's there. He's kind of a little over the top in the movie, and yeah, he's just there to pretty much, curse out a bunch of the people because he's like, really loud. And you have other people in it too. I think Walter Goggins is in the movie. See, that's blood. Like I said, this video is going to have a warning restricted for people that are under 17 because, what you see is what you get, people. I bleed during a review. It's not. I'm okay. I cut myself shaving. But anyway, yeah, the movie's amazing. It looks fantastic. Tarantino knows what he's doing. He gets gorgeous shots of the Western. The music is amazing. The film has it has action sequences. Well, it's mostly in the middle and at the end where Jamie Foxx is going to town on these guys, and it's practical squibs. There is no CGI blood in this movie. Every drop of blood, every bit of gore, every bullet wound is all practical. There is no bullshit CGI in this movie when it comes to the fighting, the violence. And yeah, it's just very bloody. This movie is not for kids. Don't ever let your kids watch this. They're going to be traumatized by the third act because there's so much bloodshed. It's not even a joke. And also the film has great cinematography. I didn't mind his cameo in the movie because Tarantino likes to inject himself into this movie in all of his films. Now, let's get to the things I didn't care for it. The running time. Holy shit, this movie is way too long. I'm going to say that right now. This film would have been fine at 2 hours. It is 2 hours and 46 minutes. This movie is longer than Blade Runner 2049. And it shows. There's a lot of scenes where Walter Goggins is talking, and oh my god, it just goes on forever. The beginning of the movie is very slow, where Christoph Waltz is having these monologues, and he talks like this because I'm not American, I'm German. I'm like, dude, your acting's good because you won an Oscar for this, but you don't need to pad out the running time, Tarantino. I'm sorry. You just put him in this movie because he worked in it. He was in Glorious Bastards, and yeah, he's good in the film, but he just, too much talking. This movie has way too much talking. The acting's great, but you could cut the film 20 or 30 minutes. You don't need all this padding. It just slows down in the middle and it drags, and I'm like, my god, will this movie just end? Not that it's bad, believe me. I love looking at the film. The sound editing and the music is great, and the performances and the violence is top notch. But just cut the fat. You don't need all these scenes with the white folks where it just goes on and on and on, and they saying the N word. That's another problem. They say the N word just for the sake of not offending Josh or Anthony or anybody else that's black here on YouTube. They say the N word a lot in this movie, more than twice. People were laughing. I'm like, that's a derogatory word. It's like the middle finger to black people, and it's offensive. And after Black Panther, I don't want to hear that word in film, not ever again. But I don't need to hear it 150,000 times. Every time Jamie Foxx is in a scene, they say that word. He says it. It's not okay. It's derogatory. It offends me. I'm part black too. I don't look it, but yes, I am. And you don't need that. We get it, Tarantino. It was the 1800s or whatever, and slaves were called that because they weren't white and they were treated like shit. I can handle the slavery part. I just can't handle that. It's just too much. Also, there's a scene that Christoph Waltz talks to Kerry Washington in German. I'm like, I don't want to read subtitles. This is not Inglorious Bastards. Fuck German. I said it. I don't care about foreign languages in film. You know why it didn't bother me in Black Panther? Because we rarely hear African languages in film. We rarely hear it. Joyman, we hear it in every freaking Holocaust movie. We hear it in every freaking movie that has Christoph Waltz in it. We get it. Yeah, German. We get it. We get it. Fuck that language. It's the neo-Nazi language. That's why I don't like Sandra Bullock, because she speaks that tongue of death. I hate that language. Fuck that language. Gesundheit, I can handle that, but come as here and all that. No, fuck you, German. I hate that language. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. Just a neo-Nazi language, and it's a scene that's pointless. It's just to prove that she can speak German. I'm like, Kerry Washington is black. Why would she speak German? She wasn't born in Germany. But anyway, it's a stupid scene. I was like, it's well lit, but it's just a pointless scene. But other than that, the rest of the movie is well done. It's R-rated. It has a ton of gore, has a ton of violence. It doesn't hold back. And yes, spoilers, Christoph Waltz dies. So if you thought he was going to speak German for the whole movie, no. There's a scene he shoots DiCaprio and he gets shot and he dies. Jamie Foxx doesn't, though. He gets revenge on everybody. He burns a freaking a house down that is, full of these racist white assholes. And it's a really rewarding scene. Like when you see the flames at the end and he's walking away on a horse with his wife, that is more badass than you will ever do in The Last Failure. You know why? Because this meant something. That's symbolic of him saying, yeah, fuck you, slave owners. I'm free. I got my wife. I'm getting out of here. And I know Brian loves this movie. It is amazing. It is. But it's too long, too much N words, and the freaking Joyman scene. Fuck you. You don't need that in the movie. You don't need it. It's a stupid plot point. Tarantino's not even Joyman. So why is it in this movie? I can handle I can handle the F bombs. I can handle the S word. I can handle all that. But the N word's not needed. You don't need to say that 100 times. It says it here. Look, strong graphic violence, which it has, and vicious fights. Of course, the gunslinging. This is not just a Western drama with John Wayne. This is a bloody endeavor, and like my chin. And some nudity. Yeah, I think there's a scene that they whip Kerry Washington. That's also kind of uncomfortable. I don't want to see a gorgeous black woman whipped like a horse. That pisses me off. That's 50 Shades of Grey bullshit. And I know they did that to black people. I'm glad they're free now. I really am. I'm glad we have a movie like Black Panther that can remind us, yes, those people matter. All of us matter in a way. And that's an empowering movie, and it's culturally sensitive. This is bringing up the racism from back in the 1800s, and it does it well. It depicts it well. It's not badly made, but like I said, the long running time and the N word and the freaking enjoyment scene, just cut it out. You could have made this movie easily 2 hours, Tarantino. Your first film was under 2 hours, Reservoir Dogs, which I'm gonna get to. But yeah, this is a good movie. This is a really good movie. I'd take this over The Force Awakens any day because at least it has gore in it. I would take this because the character of Django is well told. He actually has an arc. He starts with as nothing and he becomes something. And he walks away like a badass. And there's no sequel bait. And like I said, the film looks fantastic. Great performances. It's shot, beautifully cinematography wise. It looks like a movie. It doesn't look like a freaking CGI bullshit like we get in everything now, and it's worth your time. But like I said, those three things took me out of it a bit. So that's Django Unchained, R-rated as it can be, and don't let your kids watch this. It says under 17 for a reason because that the gore in this is outstandingly gory. It's like a RoboCop in the Western. It's like Westworld with gore in it, and I'm saying the movie Westworld, not the show. But yeah, Django Unchained is awesome. I'm glad I got it on Blu-ray for $5. I saw this movie a few months ago. I thought it was brilliant. I just thought it was too long. It deserves a high rating on IMDb. Thank God this got a higher rating than all these new Star Wars movies because it's actually a film and it still holds up. It's from 6 years ago and it was well done. It would have been easily in my top 10 of that year if I had seen this in theaters, but it's just too long and the N word bothers me, saying it over and over and over again. And Joymans, no, not a fan of that language. Don't need to hear it. Don't need to read subtitles for almost 10 minutes in the middle of the film. It just drags the film even more. And as I said, DiCaprio should have won an Oscar for this, or Jamie Foxx, because they're brilliant. But anyway, yeah, that's Django Unchained. Watch it if you want to, but don't let your kids watch it. It is R-rated. None of the movies on this list are for your children. None of them. Kids under 17. If they're 17 and up, okay, they can handle it. But if they're like 5, no. Keep them as far away as possible. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. It's my first review in a long time. I hadn't done a review in almost 2 weeks. I'm back, baby. I'm going to do a bunch of videos leading up to Avengers 3. So, thanks guys for watching. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I won't bleed next time. Later.